on OU Nightly. Federal layoffs happening across the nation, and the National Weather Service will be feeling the effects. One of the largest employers in the state, Tinker Air Force Base, will also be affected. Find out how. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's visit to the White House today ended in a heated exchange. Find out why. This is OU Nightly.
Tonight we continue our coverage with the federal layoffs across the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the National Weather Center. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Abigail Franklin.
And I'm Julia Roberts. We begin tonight with OU Nightly's Britton Ross live outside the National Weather Center, bringing us the latest. Britton?
Abigail, Julia, it may seem like a normal Friday out here at the National Weather Center, but inside it's a different story. Layoffs started by the Department of Government Efficiency have left people uncertain about their future. Sympathy notes being left outside a Weather Center office for those who were laid off this week. Some of those that received termination emails include professional meteorologists and graduating students who had planned to work as a U.S. government meteorologist. More terminations were expected today, but we still have not confirmed just how many have been affected from these layoffs. Norman Mayor-elect Stephen Tyler Holman posted on Facebook saying that he doesn't believe that these layoffs are a good idea, and these thoughts have been echoed by other U.S. government officials.
These are the scientists who help figure out where the hurricanes are coming, how severe they're going to be, whether we're going to have an earthquake, whether we're going to have a wildfire. People are being laid off, they're not being consulted, and we're putting the country at risk for an awful event.
Again, we don't know how many more layoffs are coming or how many people will be affected nationwide. Reporting from the National Weather Center, Britton Ross, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Britton. And this is a story that will be affecting many here on campus for a while. We will keep you updated as we know more.
Federal employees across the country are facing uncertainty as layoffs loom over multiple agencies. Many probationary employees could be the first to go. Ethan Davis spoke with one employee about how this is affecting them as well as his coworkers.
The federal government is cutting jobs under the Department of Government Efficiency's demands, leaving many federal workers in limbo, like this Tinker Air Force Base employee who wishes to remain anonymous.
I was pulled into our HR office about a week and a half ago, and we got told that at any day we could be fired and we had to prepare our offices and our staff accordingly.
Thousands of federal workers are in the same position, facing financial uncertainty and struggling with a lack of answers from leadership.
Our department has tried to be as transparent as they can, encouraging everyone to come forward with questions. There's just not a whole lot they can answer themselves because there's not any answers out there.
DOGE argues that these cuts are necessary to mitigate the amount of debt that the country has accumulated, but employees argue that they're being left behind with no support.
It's going to affect a lot of families, a lot of single income, even double income families are all going to be pushed to new jobs, and it's going to shake everything up.
For now, many are left waiting, hoping for answers and fearing the worst. In Midwest City, Ethan Davis, OU Nightly.
To put this impact into perspective, Tinker Air Force Base is one of the largest employers here in Oklahoma.
Still here in Oklahoma, we continue talking about this nice warm-up, and today has been just really nice outside, especially after that cold wave.
That's exactly right. Let's head right over to OU Nightly meteorologist Sam Patterson's studio today. Sam, like we said, great day to be outside. I see you got the softball cam up over there. What can you tell us?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're watching softball from a little bit further away, but as you mentioned, a great day for softball. 76 degrees, west wind might be helping the ball get out of right field. Carlin McCreary is live from the stadium. Carlin, how's the weather outside?
Thanks, Sam. I'm here at Love's Field right now where the OU softball team is playing Kansas, and let me just say, Beautiful day for a softball game. We've had sunshine outside, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, and as you can see, also a little windy outside. We are tracking a chance for some fire danger into this afternoon, so we're tracking that. Sam's going to have a little bit more of that coming up, but for now, I'm going to enjoy the warmer temperatures, and I've even seen some people in tank tops and shorts outside, so I'm going to be sure to stay outside the rest of the evening and pitch it back over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Carlin. As Carlin mentioned, we do have that fire danger risk pretty high right now. We'll definitely need to take a look at that right after this. We do have a weekend rain chance, and we'll also be tracking our next storm system after this weekend in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Sam. We'll see you back here in just a moment. Tonight at 6:30, taxpayers in Cleveland and Oklahoma County are invited to a community town hall. Oklahomans for Responsible Economic Development and Women in Action for All are hosting this event to discuss two issues in the area that could affect your taxpayer dollars. Attorney Rob Norman is presenting his plan to appeal the recent Arena and Entertainment District judgment. They also discuss the proposed bond by Moore Norman Technology Center. The school leaders will be in attendance tonight to present that topic. The town hall will be held at St. Stephen's United Methodist Church.
No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this.
Tense moments today in our nation's capital as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky meets with President Donald Trump. Find out what's next for the two countries looking to make a deal.
Plus, Russia and China hiring laid-off federal employees will lay out the country's effort to recruit when OU Nightly continues.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. As a shocking exchange in the Oval Office today, a heated argument broke out between President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. CNN's Julia Benbrook is in Washington with the latest.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived at the White House Friday for high-stakes talks with President Donald Trump about the war in Ukraine. After sitting down in the Oval Office, an astonishing exchange. The two world leaders shouting at one another.
Your country is in big trouble. Wait a minute. No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this.
Part of today's goal was to sign an agreement that would give the U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals in exchange for what Ukraine hoped would be concrete security guarantees.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
It's been 3 years now since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And just a few weeks ago, U.S. leaders held talks with Russian leaders about a peace agreement. But Ukraine was not included in those talks.
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way.
Zelensky departed early with no deal and no press conference. Trump posting on social media that Zelensky had, quote, disrespected the United States and was not, quote, ready for peace.
After departing, the Ukrainian president posted to social media saying, quote, "Thank you, America. Thank you for your support. Thank you for this visit."
Tonight, we learned foreign countries are targeting federal employees who are now out of work. Reagan Garvin has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Julia, according to U.S. intelligence, Russia and China are using websites like LinkedIn to recruit workers who have recently been laid off under federal workforce cuts. Federal officials say the two countries are focusing their efforts on employees who may have access to confidential information about our government. U.S. intel says these countries are hoping to, quote, capitalize on Trump's recent mass layoffs. For the first time in United States history, the country will recognize English as its official language. According to a White House official, it would happen if President Trump signs an executive order, which he is expected to do today. This order will also end a mandate requiring agencies to provide help for non-English speakers. Critics say the order violates the Constitution. And Ramadan, the holiest month in Islam, begins. Etiquette experts say non-Muslims shouldn't feel guilt about eating in front of those fasting, but should be mindful of those participating. Abigail, Julia.
All right, thanks, Reagan. Well, listen up, bookworms. Reading a story just got better in Oklahoma City because there's an animal shelter there in the city, and it's bringing fairy tales and doggy tales together.
Find out how you can fully book your weekend to share your favorite story with a furry friend in need when OU Nightly continues.
And we continue to monitor dangerous fire weather conditions. We'll have that right after this. Welcome back to OU Nightly, and thanks for joining us on this last day of February. It has been a roller coaster ride of a month for us, throughout the month, I should say. 84 degrees record high back on the 3rd of February, and then we had 2 really cold weeks, broke 2 record max highs earlier last week, and then just a whole bunch of red above average for this last week of February. Still watching that softball game. If you're in Norman, could be sure to stop by to watch the #1 softball program in the country. 76 degrees. Still watching that southwest wind, 13 miles per hour. It's been a little bit gustier than that. That has attributed to our fire weather issues, near critical for a very big sliver of the central portion of the state of Oklahoma and almost the entire state under some amount of elevated fire risk. This is going to continue throughout the rest of tonight and into tomorrow. You can see wind gusts still 20 plus miles an hour across the state. We do calm down a little bit later for tonight, but as you can see, 5 a.m. we already start pushing 10 to 15 mile per hour gusts. Once again, this looks more like Kansas winds than it does for Oklahoma, and then Saturday afternoon still 20 miles per hour. Now the wind will shift out of the east. It'll be a little bit cooler than when we typically see it out of the southwest, but still something to be mindful of. And as we head into Sunday, a very strong gust from the south starts to move in. We have low pressure starting to form off in Colorado. That is going to bring us our next storm chance. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. And as we head throughout Sunday, you can see that front starting to build, wind gusts 30 plus miles per hour as that storm system starts to make its way on through for us late this weekend, I should say. We do cool off a little bit tomorrow, mid 60s across the state, nothing too bad. Like I said, though, rain chances start Sunday morning. A line of storms possible. Now this model is a little bit more conservative. I think it's going to be a little bit more widespread, a little more intense, maybe a few thunderstorms here and there, but nothing severe as of right now. We'll be continuing to monitor that. And then right after this is our next storm chance, low pressure. A second low pressure starts to form over Colorado, starts to pick up. Now, right now, this model is showing the storms in southeastern Oklahoma. I think those are going to develop a little bit further back towards the west. We will probably see another round of rain for our Tuesday evening. That's making its way on out, and you can see the blues coming back to start off March. We are going to cool down a little bit more. Next 7 days for us, going to be pretty pleasant, though. 60s, a little bit of rain here and there, and we start to cool off into the 60s.
It looks like a great forecast. Definitely a roller coaster, but the rain's going to be good for that fire threat for sure.
Absolutely.
So.
Put a little bit of water on the ground with
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we'll look forward to it. Thanks so much, Sam. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Sam. If you need time to touch up on your reading skills, great news. Sunday is National Read Across America Day.
That's absolutely right. And even better, the Oklahoma City Animal Welfare is hosting an event for visitors to read with a furry friend.
And if you end up loving the four-legged friend, you're in luck because you can adopt them too.
So if you need some good Sunday plans, you're going to bring your favorite book and you're also going to want to use one at the shelter as well. If you don't have one, you can sign up on their Facebook page. All right, well, we're talking in the world of sports now. Former Sooner football players are in Indianapolis looking to improve their draft stock with the NFL draft being just 50 days away.
And another former Sooner is telling his story that led him to a local high school. Coming up in Big Friday Sports.
Hello and welcome to Big Friday Sports. I'm Aiden Tyler.
And I'm Darby McCormick. Some former OU football players are looking to boost their NFL draft stock this week. Former Sooners are firing up the combine as well as flying as they took the field for the 40-yard dash. Danny Stutzman is tied for third among linebackers and Ethan Downs was 10th among defensive ends. Billy Bowen Jr. is performing today.
And the OU women's basketball team hit the road to the Swamp to take on the Florida Gators, and the Sooners chomped them up with a balanced performance as 6 Sooners scored in double figures. The 89-65 win propels the Sooners to a 22-6 record, and according to ESPN, the OU women are projected to be a 4 seed in the NCAA tournament.
And after 2 games in the LNC, OU men's basketball head to Oxford, Mississippi to take on Ole Miss. And this is the only second time that the teams have met on the Land Sharks court. And after an excruciatingly close loss to Kentucky, the team is learning how to recover.
That hurt. I mean, they gave everything they got. They laid it on the line. So the leadership of getting them back in, keeping your head up, coming back and understanding that's another, we got, it's a big time opportunity, but leadership's huge, Bob. It's going to be huge to get us back up because we're all hurt. We're all hurt. We gave everything we had and we fell 1 point short.
Well, the final chapter of the regular season for the OU men's basketball team is coming quick, but I caught up with a former Sooner whose basketball story didn't end after he graduated back in 1991. As a native Oklahoman, Kermit Holmes has dedicated his life to being on the hardwood, and he has a Sooner legend to thank for that.
Wayman Tisdale was my hero growing up. With him being from Tulsa and I'm from Okmulgee, he was kind of like the first guy that put everybody on.
In his 3 seasons at OU, Holmes averaged 9 points and 6 rebounds per game and loved the big ones.
Going to the Final Fours, winning big games at Kansas, just playing, playing in that type of style, scoring 100 points a game, it was awesome. My best game was 36 points and 21 rebounds. Who wouldn't want to play in that system?
After Holmes' time at OU, he spent 10 years in the CBA, but that wasn't all the experience he gained after college.
Playing with Team USA, won a gold medal in '97 and a silver medal in '99. I still got my USA warm-up, gold medal and all that stuff, and I framed all the jerseys too.
Here is the Lloyd Noble Center where Kermit Holmes played and grew under the guidance of Sooners legendary men's basketball coach, Billy Tubbs. And now Holmes is here at Moore High School, giving back to the game he loves by providing guidance to the Moore Lions as an assistant coach on Greg Harden's staff.
From coaching them, mentoring them, talking about off-the-court things, family, how to approach your classroom every day in life. But it's a gratifying feeling being a coach, and especially here at Moore.
And to Holmes, basketball has never been just a game.
Basketball saved a young kid from Okmulgee, Oklahoma, that had an opportunity to earn a scholarship and take care of his family.
Reporting from Moore High School, Aiden Tyler, OU Nightly.
Thank you, storyteller Aiden. Well, OU women's gymnastics heads to Alabama to take on number 11 Auburn tonight. This will be the first time since 2010 that fans will see the Sooners on the War Eagles mat. The meet is set for 6:45.
Well, they're not alone. The OU men's gymnastics squad's flipping over to Berkeley, California as they battle the California Golden Bears and the Nebraska Cornhuskers tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time. The Sooners rank 1st in the nation, Nebraska 6th, and Cal is 10th. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are facing a local legend tonight in Atlanta.
And we're taking the show down the road to Loves Field with information on the tournament in Norman, coming up in Big Friday Sports.
Well, we are continuing to enjoy to watch the game here from the studio, but I recommend you get out today and tomorrow. Head down to the softball field and catch a game. 76 degrees tonight as we continue throughout. If you're headed to the game tomorrow, 65, might want a light jacket. Winds are going to be pretty gusty. If you're looking to catch a foul ball, I recommend on the third base side or left field. Darby, Aiden.
Thanks, Sam. Some good info right there. Well, number 1 OU softball continues their 12-game homestand today, hosting the Oklahoma Omni Classic. OU Nightly, Hallie McPherson is outside Loves Field with more on how the tournament is going.
Yeah, Oklahoma softball is back here at Loves Field hosting the Oklahoma Omni Classic, where they just beat Marshall 9-1 in 5 innings. And the ball-to-bat connection has been strong for the Sooners. But how about that pitcher-to-catcher connection on this team?
We talk about the mentality and trusting your stuff and just pitching, almost pitching the contact. Like, you got to let the defense work. If they swing and miss, they swing and miss. And that's where the strikeouts come in. And I think that's why, honestly, my strikeouts have gone up and my walks have gone down, is because I'm not trying to avoid contact these days.
It's just fun to catch Sam because she has all these different pitches, and it's just cool to see, especially when every pitch is working, the amount of mix-ups she can get, or not mix-ups, but just, challenging the hitters and go with a rise or a drop next, but it's so fun, and I feel like she's always locked in.
The undefeated and #1 Sooners now take the field against an old rivalry, Kansas, where these two teams last met in the Big 12 championship last year, and the Sooners took that win. And the score here now is still 0-0, top of the third. Swinging it back to the studio.
Well, thanks, Hallie. The OU baseball squad is currently facing California State Northridge, who is coached by former Sooner Eddie Cornejo. The Sooners are up 1-0 right now over the Matadors, and Texas Southern gave the Sooners a run for their money on Wednesday. OU head baseball coach Skip Johnson knows the Sooners need to keep momentum going.
The game about baseball is just really about momentum, and they took the momentum and in the bottom of the 8th, and Barfield came in and got a big punch out, and then Crooks came in for Barfield to take the momentum away, and having 2 big punch outs was huge to get the save.
Well, Jasmine Akins and Pippi Lotta Enoch just made history this week, becoming the first in the program to bring home SEC Indoor Championship titles. Enoch's pentathlon performance was her personal best, shattered her native country of Estonia's record, and moved her to the 5th in all time in NCAA history.
And the Oklahoma City Thunder hit the road to take on a former Sooner legend, Trae Young, tonight. But Ice Trae's team has been ice cold recently, and they're 1-3 since coming back from the All-Star break. The Thunder are 3-1 in that time.
And the Lakers played the Timberwolves last night on their home court and beat Minnesota by 9 thanks to the riveting Reeves. Austin was the second leading scorer for the Lakers with 23 points. Thank you guys for watching Big Friday Sports. I'm Darby McCormick.
And I'm Aiden Tyler. Be sure to watch OU Nightly weekdays live at 4:30. Good night.